Welcome back to another episode of You Had to Be There, the podcast where we deep dive into the world of the music industry. I'm your host, Julia Gomberg. This week, I am really thrilled to share my interview with rising British soul musician MT Jones. MT Jones's sound pulls inspiration from the warmth of the 60s and 70s classics with a texture of modern R&B and jazz. His sound is grounded in timeless songwriting, live instrumentation, and a voice that carries both vulnerability and power. We talk about how his career started, who inspires him the most, and what he's learned along the way. His debut album, Joy, will be released on March 20th, and you will not want to miss it. You can pre-save it now, link in the show notes. In addition to his music, be sure to check out his curated playlist that he made alongside this episode, as well as all of his music links, his Instagram, which you can find in the show notes, as I said. Thank you so much for listening. I'll catch you next time.
Hey, it's MT Jones here. Yeah.
And what do you do?
I'm a singer-songwriter based in Liverpool in England. And I'm bringing a lot of music out and sharing it with the world, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I have been a big fan ever since I heard the first song I heard, and I've been listening almost every day. So it's a pleasure to get to chat with you.
Thank you for listening. Thanks for
Yeah. So I love to start sort of from the beginning. Like, I always like to hear, what was your relationship with music like growing up?
It was kind of like, I like all sorts of things as a kid. I was like, I like playing around, doing all that stuff. And music was kind of always on in the house, but I kind of got really into, my folks got like a piano, like an old kind of beat up piano and it was just like, it's good to have one in the house. It's like always good to, it wasn't like a fancy piano. It was like so we got one of them, and my uncle used to play, and he played from here. So when he used to come over, he lived in Bristol, and he'd come up, and when he was over, he'd play the piano, and I was always like kind of naturally drawn to it. It's kind of one of those things when it's in the room, you sort of walk past it and always having a fiddle. And I think I've shown a bit of a keen interest in it. So when folks, I ended up getting some piano lessons, and then sort of started from that, and I was doing kind of like classical stuff. But, as much as I enjoyed it, I loved, like, there was quite a few people at school and that got into, I was in like a weird group at school, which was like, we were very lucky. It was like a bunch of us who are still mates with now and still play with now.
Wow.
Like all got into music, and we all sort of inspired each other and got into lots of other things, and started discovering things like, jazz, piano, rock music, playing in bands. And then, it all kind of spurred from that, really. And that's kind of how music started for me, like really enjoying and engaging in it, sort of engrossing myself and stuff.
Yeah. Wow. So you sort of were just surrounded by this unspoken community of musicians and people who related to music with you. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was really lucky, and we all sort of got onto the fact, you could make money busking quite early on. So, we started with high school bands, and then we ended up, busking on the streets and making a bit of dough doing that. So it was good. People probably took pity on us, so they were just like, "Oh." But you learn when you're doing that, so it was good.
Yeah, that's brave, honestly. I always admire people who have like such an effortless performing like quality to them, because I like to sing, but not in front of anyone besides like my cats.
It definitely wasn't. I used to play like a bit of guitar or bass and not do much singing. I was doing all background stuff, background vocals for a while, and then I did some singing a lot more as I progressed busking, doing other bits.
That's really cool. Did you find that like Liverpool had like a very like, I'm thinking of the Beatles, like I'm a huge Beatles fan. Did that have like an influence, just like the culture of Liverpool at all?
I think Liverpool's got like, a lot of music going on. Like when I was busking, we were busking in like Chester, because I was brought up in Ellesmere Port, which is like near to Liverpool. And yeah, when we go over to Liverpool, and you sort of see, there's a great music scene in Liverpool like now, and there's a lot of stuff happening. But I think yeah, there's obviously that's nice to sort of know that people like from nearby did something like conquer the world. That's like always important,
Yeah.
you know. But and obviously, yeah, I just loved their music as well. Like I became very quickly obsessed. That was like a huge kind of get onto me to American music though, because it's like, you know, when you listen to you start when you dig into people's catalog and things, you start listening to who they were listening to,
Right.
and the Beatles were listening to, you know, Holland Dozier Holland, Motown, and Stack. That's what they were listening to. So
Right.
it like that was all that Mersey beat kind of stuff has a. It's just all hugely influenced by that music, and that's how I became besotted with American music. I'm more into American music than I am into. I love.
Okay. Yeah.
I like I like, you know, Motown and that's like my favorite. Something in that music really spoke to me, the honesty in it.
No, that makes sense. You sort of had the same American influences as other artists from kind of the same area as you, which makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. For people who don't know what your music sounds like, I mean, for me, it's just, it makes me nostalgic for a time I wasn't even alive in, I guess is the way I would describe it. How do you usually describe what you make?
That's the thing. I don't go with the intention of making it like I'm not saying, oh, I'm not trying to make a retro soul kind of. It's I'm just writing what feels the most honest to me. You know, it's like that's when it started feeling like some kind of connect with the music was when I'm sort of from writing just honestly, you know, and sort of trying to make music that I would like to listen to, you know, is sort of
Mm,
sounds and sonics are inspired by those things, the records that I love. But I think, you know, it's ultimately a mix of a lot of things that I love, you know, and you know,
yeah.
I love the rhythm sections of classic soul records, and I love the string arrangements on Beatles records. I love the bass movements on. It's from a lot of places, but generally like I've always been a songwriter, into songwriters and things like that. So I'm
Right.
always like the song is king. However, I can support that and keep it. And yeah, hopefully it seems hopefully it seems cohesive in one thing. But I don't want to want to try and box myself into a genre too much as well. You know.
Right. I would imagine there is like a delicate balance of sort of figuring out, yeah, like your sound, your identity to resonate with people, but also not like what you said, like keeping yourself in a box or something.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of like, you know, easy listening. And I love the live aspect feel to it, and I love the
Yeah.
fact that it's humans playing on it, and that was a huge thing for me because it's like the records that I love did that, and I kind of want to stay true to that, and that's what, you know, we're doing. Music,
Yeah.
that feels like the most honest way of getting it across, you know.
That's really nice. Yeah. When you write, do you have like a certain specific process? Like I know you mentioned you could kind of identify as a songwriter. Is it lyrics first or does it vary each time?
It really depends. Like, I co-write a lot as well, but I also write on my own. But um, very different times. It can start with a drum beat. It can start with a feel. It can start with just acoustic, hashing stuff out, old
Mm,
school, and it might start with a melody. It really does start. I tend to be music before lyrics, and then I'll like mumble and
yeah.
translate them later. You know, I might mumble a word, think, oh, or a sentence, sort of. I kind of
Right. Right.
I try and freeball it as much as I can, sort of like throw things out. The main thing, especially even if you're co-writing, it's slightly different when you're on your own. But if you're co-writing, you got to feel like you're in a space where you can sort of shout random lyrics out and it not
Right.
judged right in that very minute. You know.
Yeah, I would imagine you have to have like a very like safe space to do that in like a room of collaborating with people to sort of just like go for it. But that's how the best ideas kind of come from
Yeah,
sometimes.
I tend to only ever write with it if it's one other person. But usually that's the most. That's as many as it can be for me. Really.
Yeah.
Um, but I love collaboration, and that's it. And someone might play something that's inspiring, and might hear something that's inspiring.
Right.
Um,
Right.
you hear a record and you can be instantly inspired to be like, oh, I would like to do something with that kind of drum groove, and then you play around.
Yeah, yeah. And you play multiple instruments too, correct?
I can play dabble.
Okay,
not,
dabble. Sure, sure, sure. But you must
not
be able to have the ear to know, like, oh, this instrument could sound really good if we added it to this. Like,
yeah, I'll play bits of drums, bits of bass, bits of guitar, but it's like, yeah, generally, like, yeah, of course I love doing that. That's like a big thing. I love arrangement and building tracks up and things like that as well. So
yeah.
I'm definitely not a kind of a jack of all trades, not a master of none, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, but it's still really great to be able to have the ear to sort of be able to play around and like get the foundation in your mind of what you wanted to execute to. I think that's more talent than you're giving yourself credit for. But do you find that like as your music is evolving and you're kind of working on new things, like do you have a different creative process, or is it always kind of remain the same of how you figure things out?
There's definitely like there's a way that sort of if you need to get things going. I've been taking more breaks recently, which is I used to just go in sort of hammer it, like whether I get something or not, I'll still sort of have a go and make sure I end up with something. But whereas more recently, I just think in between gigs as well, I've been like harvesting things a little bit more, like holding on to like maybe recording little bits here and there. And then when I get in a room, I feel like I have a lot more I can deliver, in that. So it's been nice doing that as well. That's probably only part of the process which is changing slightly, but I still try and write as often as I can. It's like a muscle. I feel like you got to kind of keep working it. And yeah, that's kind of the main process. I've got like I sort of just get in and just have a go.
Yeah, it is like a muscle memory. Yeah, you got to use it so you don't lose it for sure. Yeah, and I know lately, like you said, you've been taking a break, but you've also been playing. You played a great show in New York City at Baby's All Right, which is really amazing. I literally live up the street from there, so it was like my backyard. What do you hope people feel when they're at your shows, or what do you hope that they take away from being at your shows?
I hope they just like for one, just have a good time, like just enjoy it, and yeah, hopefully have like a bit of a dance, bit of a move. Hopefully, I make you feel something, and just I try and I put like everything into my gigs. When I sing, I really do kind of try and put as much as I can into it every single time. And hopefully, and they notice some like your differences in the arrangements to some bits that are on the records. I like. Might mix certain things faster, slow things down, like, try and it's a very much a live experience, it's not, there's no tracks, it's real people, real humans in a room playing songs for real, so it's like, I think that's like a huge part of my live thing is making sure that it feels live and there is fluidity in the set, and how things move.
Yeah, definitely. Especially like that show. Like, what was it like walking on stage and just seeing a room of people like wanting to hear your music?
Yes, it's great. Like travel across the pond, and first headline show ever in Brooklyn. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was a bit, yeah, I loved it. Like, and it was just so nice, and it's a cool room as well. It's got like the lights. It took me a while to notice, but I was like, that's amazing.
Oh yeah, that's true. I never really thought about that. The performers don't even see it yet because it's such a like, yeah.
Sound checking. I was like, those lights are mad, but it was that's a disco ball as well, so you can't go wrong.
Yeah. It's a great classic venue. It must have been amazing. And you play festivals occasionally as well?
Yeah, of course. That's it. I mean, it's getting busier and busier. I've just been on the road with St. Paul and the Broken Bones, just round Europe. I've just come off that run, and then I'm going to South by Southwest in Austin. I think.
Oh, great!
Time and then yeah, just putting more shows in. I'm doing a lot of stuff in the UK, and then I'm doing an in-store show in New York as well, a rough trade. So doing
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'll be there.
so yeah, so showcasing the album and sort of yeah, I can't wait, and it's just like lots more shows are getting booked in. And it's just I love playing live, so it's like
Mm,
just something I've always I've loved, but it wasn't. It was like my I love writing so much as well, and but I'm really really enjoying playing live at the minute as well. So I
that's
know getting to
great.
do it a lot at the minute as well. So
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Like that also, I think, takes almost like a level of athleticism to be able to tour. Like you're just so, it takes a lot of practice. Have you had any challenges with kind of getting used to that side of the performance life?
I think yeah, I've heard from people who've been I've heard it gets busy. I'm just loving it at the minute. Like
That's
unfortunately,
great.
I haven't had any major like roadblocks. I've been okay singing, but I know obviously as it gets busier and busier, you get more time. But I'm just like at the minute, I haven't hit any significant roadblocks. I'm kind of
That's
just,
great.
I mean, I'm loving it, so I'm just kind of powering through.
Yeah, no, I mean that's the best case scenario, like what you're doing, what your love is doing, what you love is fueling you. And yeah, I talked
Yeah.
to a band that was like the end of their tour after like traveling the whole US in like a van, and I could tell they were just at their like wits end with it.
Yeah. Well, no,
But
I've had like a few days since I got back off tour. If you spoke to me on Sunday, I would have might have had a different answer.
yeah, yeah, that's totally fair.
I was like,
That's funny.
we drove went like 5,000 miles, and like, yeah, it was
Oh,
crazy.
wow. Wow. Well, good. I'm glad you have some days to recover from that. Um,
Yeah,
yeah. And then really exciting. I mean, you have your new album, Joy, that will be released March 20th.
yeah,
How has that been, kind of seeing it come to life? I've seen like the music videos. It just feels really cohesive and just like fun. Like, what has that been like for you to put together?
yeah. It's just been amazing doing it's a real. I think every artist's dream is to make like a full length thing, like a tangible. I made the EP and that was great, and then doing this as a record, and we did it all in one place, like I wrote the songs in
Oh,
and, but we recorded the album live and we got strings on it and did it's a real like special thing, and I think because I never had to, obviously prior to doing the album, everything was, it was single focused, EP focused. It was very, we're just making the next song, let's get them out and sort of get
wow.
the music. Whereas this was the first time I had like the opportunity to think of like, how does this run top to bottom, like ordering the tracks, like, and you also get to, I think on an album, you get to do things that you can't necessarily do singles, and there's no rules, but I think having areas of light and shade, in a
Mm,
record,
right.
there's movement in it, there's a progression in it, and yeah, and it's just well, I love all the songs on it, and I just can't wait to get it out. There's a few tracks that are out that the last couple of tunes that are on it, and yeah, I feel like it's got a sound that yeah, I'm really pleased with, and yeah, just doing all the things where I did the artwork with my friend as well, Jake, who's a
Oh,
really
cool.
close friend of mine, and we did that. We shot some of it in Richmond and London. We did a shoot in Richmond and then a shoot in. He plays in a band as well. He's great. He's amazing designer, but he's a great drummer as well, and he plays in a band called Anna, and they were touring in the States, and I was also doing a few shows in. It was my first headline show in Nashville, and we both had a day off. This was like completely by chance. We both had a day off on the exact same day, so we did a shoot in Nashville as well. So the 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 album, photography and stuff like that was done a little bit in London and in Nashville.
Oh,
Kind of,
very
it is got
cool.
a little bit of across the pond thing going on. It was all done
Ah,
with a film camera, so we had no. We were like, "This is our shot." We did it, and then we printed it. And we're like, think it's got that cohesive thing going on just because of the lenses and the timer frame, the time frame. And
wow.
So it was good. It was cool.
Yeah, that's so crazy. Yeah, like it all kind of came together and worked out. I'm gonna like look back at the artwork now and really like see the context. That's cool.
Switch between you can guess like Richmond and Nashville. Which is
Yeah. So
probably quite
funny.
easy to get to be fair.
I wonder. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I love that. I love that you really value like surrounding yourself like with family and friends, and that's like seems really important to you. Like, how do you think that has impacted your success and your career path?
I think, well, I think just being surrounding yourself with good people is always a good thing. I think you do it when you're putting something out there. I think anything artistic, like singing for one's even a thing. So it's like
Right.
being surrounded by people who are encouraging and are not gonna boo boo everything you do. um,
Right. Right.
it's quite reassuring, and you can find an inner confidence that's that helps you progress in a way. Like obviously on the right side, not being disillusioned as well. Like if my friends doing
Yeah.
something mad, I'd be like, you might want to not do that. But
Right.
definitely need those people in your life as well. But I think
Yeah.
generally having people that are, supporting, encouraging, and that's it. Music's it's not a it's not a competitive sport. There's
Mm.
everyone's got ears. Everyone likes different things. Like music's just about love and like just enjoying life, and it's an outlet for people. It's not a constraint.
That's a really good way of putting it. Do you find as you're sort of gaining more traction, whatever, however you want to call it, getting more popular, do you find it's a little more challenging to sort of balance like your authenticity with sort of reaching or managing like industry expectations? Like, has that impacted it at all?
I think generally, I think with like a team and thing, they've always been very kind of encouraging of doing, um, trying to just stay true to. I've kind of always tried to be aware of making sure that the music is the most important thing in terms of how I perceive it. Like the industry stuff, I try and not keep my head out of, but like obviously I'm definitely aware of things that are happening, but it's like music first and foremost is my main priority, and focusing on that and how people receive it, um and just making sure that I'm available.
Right. Right.
I don't like to speak to people, and it's just I'm still like I'm still amazed when situations things like babies and turning up at a show and people being there. That's like I can't really ask for any more than that. So
Yeah.
I'm just happy playing music and I'm releasing. That's anything that I just want to keep doing it, and I'm really excited to roll the record out, and I want to, I'm always writing and I'm always working on stuff. So it's like as much playing, as much writing as possible. That's I just
Yeah.
want to basically.
No, totally. I think that's such an earnest, like authentic desire that's going to resonate with the right people who are also true to themselves, and it will build like such an authentic community of fans.
I hope. Yeah, I just liked it. I just like playing songs.
Yeah, right. It's so honest. Like it's refreshing to hear, honestly. Do you find that like in terms of social media and just like this whole digital age, like has that helped you create this community more? Has it been challenging?
I think it's something that's every artist is kind of like it's a I think I think it's amazing that anyone from anywhere can access anything. That's like such a blessing to have that. But I think there's definitely there's keyboard warriors and things like that which still exist.
Yeah.
They're always gonna and I think doing the content side of stuff. I think for me, I've tried to keep it very much just about the music, and I'm trying to
Hmm.
and it's great doing things like this as well because it's like it's a conversation. It's nice to just talk, but I think I'm not too into the overzealous trying to like really kind of. I'm trying to just get the music out there. I think
Yeah.
whatever works for you. Some people are incredible at doing
Right.
that people are a bit more my personality is a bit more like more reserved than that, so I think it suits me to sort of just play the music and do a little bit. I've been doing more talky kind of bits, but I'm
Mm,
still adjusting, to that. That's still a
yeah.
bit of a border that I need like a something I need to cross for sure. I don't know.
I mean, it's funny hearing this probably from me as a podcast host, but it definitely resonates with me. And I think it's just like performing. The more you put yourself out there, you get used to it. But I
Yeah,
do think like authenticity and balancing what you're comfortable with is really important too.
yeah, I think it's like a little bit of self-awareness amongst the
Totally.
but and that's it. But also, like we were talking about before, it's like friends can let you know.
Yeah.
Real friends will let you know. They'll be like, "What was that?"
It's so true. That's why it's so important, right? To
Yeah,
surround yourself with true friends like that.
yeah,
But yeah, I think you have a very cohesive like presence online. I think it expands past like just, your Instagram. It goes into your music videos, it goes into like your album artwork. There's just a lot of cohesive like
mm.
energy in it. I wanted to ask like what was it like shooting music videos? I love the dancing one.
Oh, I don't understand. Yeah, that was like
Yes, yeah,
the
that's
one
my
that just
favorite.
come out. Yeah, but that was a great, and that's like another thing as well as like collaboration with things like that is we did that in Liverpool. It was kind of all came together. That was also like a bit stressful, like trying to get something together, and then he's organizing a bunch of people for one day, and then
Wow,
you kind
yeah.
of and it's but we it did it across 2 days. We did some like walking stuff, and then we put all the stuff. So I got the band together, and this girl Lottie Barton who did all the choreography, and
Wow.
Ben who would do a lot of video stuff with. He did the last video, and we worked together a lot, and he helped. We do reels and things together. We've been working together a while, so he's someone I'm really comfortable with working with. And but Lottie absolutely, she got the dancers in as well, and uh, friend Liv as well, who did some acting stuff in it, and it was a real like
Mm.
it all came together. We there's this local venue in Liverpool called Suono. Sorry, I was getting it pronounced. Um, and they lent that space, which is a cool, really cool like bar where they play vinyl music, and they have like jazz nights on,
Oh, that's really cool.
DJs and stuff. And but it's a pretty new venue, and I was like, I really would love it to be in there. That was like me and Ben spoke, like would love it to be in there, and then we're like, and yeah, the collaboration thing. Lottie sort of she choreographed some things, and that was the first time that I'd ever had something, and it's such a beautiful art form, dance. It's like, and it's when you see it on that level to something you've made, you're like, oh wow, that's like crazy, like their interpretation of the music
Right.
put to dance. And I was, I sort of just said, we sort of the general direction of it was like, do what you feel like the music sounds, and she really got it together. So all kudos to her on that, on the dance stuff. I mean the two stepping that I'm doing is not choreographed.
It's impressive though.
There's a few bits which are like, I'm a friend of Sam as well who do a lot of playing bass. He likes doing a lot of the northern sort, and he's not a dancer. Well, everyone loves his dancing, so he's a credible player. And I actually wrote "Why I Cry" with him as well.
Oh
So
wow.
we collaborate writing quite a lot, and yeah, it was great to have him. It was just a fun day, and everyone like once you're all in, and that was it. It's just I feel very lucky to have. It felt like yeah, everyone really delivered on the day, and it was just great. And I feel like there's a it's always funny because you do the first couple of takes of something, and it was all we did it, and then people start to loosen up towards the end of the day. It's
Right.
like do things, and then we all got to know each other a bit better, and it was just like a very friendly video, and I feel like that comes across in the video. It's like it
Yeah,
feels like happy.
it definitely does. That's really cool to hear. Yeah, like that track made me want to like just even in my head, I think I was listening to it the first time on the subway, and in my head, I was like, this would be so fun to like kind of move around to, watch the
Yeah.
music video, and it was so cool to see, yeah, other people's like expressive interpretations, especially dance, because like you said, it's like it's so personal and so specific to how people interpret it.
And that's it. Yeah. It's like, but yeah, and that's it. Like a choreographed thing. It's like a musical part. It's like
Yeah.
associate. It's nice. It was a really nice thing to. She showed me like because basically, they rehearsed it, and as we got there on the day, she like showed me on her phone. And was like, "Oh, this is what we're thinking of doing for like the." And I was like, "Oh!" I was like, "Oh, go, do it now!"
Yeah.
Like let's like. So it was sick. Yeah.
That's so fun. That's really, really cool. Nice. Do you have any advice, would you say, for people who are kind of looking to, I don't know, like take a next step sort of out of their comfort zone with their music? Like, what's something that you would say to like encourage people creatively?
I think the main thing is like is the most if it feels honest and it feels vulnerable, that's probably when it's going to be the best stuff generally. Or if
Yeah.
you feel like if there's a slight unease to what you're putting out, but not unease in the sense of like I hate it. It's like in the sense it actually makes you feel something. That's generally the stuff that people uh, seem to connect with. I don't know. Well, that's certainly what I connect with when I listen to records that I love. I listen to my favorite one of my favorite artists of all time is Bill Withers, and
Mm,
like everything that he sings, I just believe 100%. There's not a line that he can sing that I will not. It's just I just know that it's true. I don't know. It might not be, but it makes
no,
me
that's
feel.
a really, I love that like description of his music. It's so true. Like,
Hmm.
I know if I listen to one of his songs when I first wake up, like it will set the mood for the whole day, kind of thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's got just it speaks to you. It's like it resonates because it's honest and it's not. It doesn't feel contrived in any way. It's like
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
It's that authenticity that you keep mentioning. Yeah.
Hmm.
I guess that kind of ties into another question I had. It could be the answer, couldn't be, but are there any collaborators, like past or present, that you would love to work with?
Well, past Bill Withers definitely. I mean, there's so many. I mean, the list is. So I'd love to work. Carol King.
Mm,
Curtis Mayfield, Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye. It's like there's so many. Like I could. Yeah, yeah. There's too many.
yeah, that's totally fair. All good ones. If you had to narrow it down to like having maybe like you're on a tour of your own and you bring out a legacy act, who would you bring out?
um. Oh well, I just let them do the gig.
I know, right? Yeah.
I just get the crap. I just go. Forget it. I'll go and watch. I do. Oh, to perform with anyone like live. I,
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to. Obviously, McCartney. I think I just love. Something
Yeah.
like that would be. That would be. There's so many, or Steve. That's. But they're just. They're gods to me. They're not. They're
I know. Yeah.
they're not tangible humans. So it's like.
I
But
can't
I also.
believe Paul McCartney is a real person. Like it just blows my mind.
Yeah. No, I did get to meet him actually
Oh.
years ago, and which was crazy, which was really wild.
Wow.
That was
That must have been surreal. Yeah.
yeah, it
Well, you
was.
never know. You're putting it out in the univerh. Things can happen in mysterious ways. If you weren't a musician, what do you think you would be doing right now?
I really don't. I always that's I really don't. I never know with that one. It genuinely is kind of all consuming at some point. I really wanted to be uh, I really wanted to be a pilot when I was a kid for a bit. But I don't think I have that type of brain. I think I would fail the exams.
It is a very specific type of pressure to be under. Yeah. Which is funny though to me, because that sounds just as scary as performing on a stage, but clearly you're doing the thing that you're supposed to be doing.
but yeah, something like that. Or I don't know, like, yeah, I can't. Or I like cooking a bit as well. I quite like to do.
Okay.
Cooking. That's
Always
it. Those chefs just seem very stressed all the time. So
that's also
I think
true.
maybe just cooking in like a very quiet cafe or something.
Yeah.
Like one sandwich a day.
One customer, one sandwich.
Yeah. A failing restaurant. Yeah, I'd like to work in a failing restaurant. Yeah.
Well, good thing you are great at what you do and you love what you do. That's so important. You have so many things coming up that are really exciting, from the album to touring to South by Southwest. Is there anything in particular that stands out to you that you're just excited about?
I mean, there's a bunch of shows, all the shows and stuff. Like, I'm still besotted going to, getting to play out in the US, which is an amazing thing. Something, it's like it just feels incredible to have the opportunity to do that. And yeah, I've got loads of shows happening in the UK and Europe and festivals. I'm just excited. We're kind of, regardless of the stage or wherever it is, I'm always just happy to play. I'm happy to keep doing it.
Yeah.
We're particularly excited about getting the album out, and actually having that as a tangible thing to, pass on, and have it as a thing as well.
Yeah. It's just amazing with releasing an album. It's something that will exist forever. And I think it's really special that you get to do that.
Yeah, it's like a little space in time. So
yeah, absolutely. Well, very cool. So I'd love to wrap things up. Aside from your real album, which I mentioned will be released on March 20th, I would love to ask, if you had to give your music career so far a fictional album title name, what would you title it?
Forever trying to work things out.
Ooh, okay. I like it. I do feel like that encompasses, you're doing it.
Well, yeah.
It's so funny. The last two guests I've had, they know each other, but they didn't know that they were both on, and they both had, like, I think the first one was Organized Chaos. And
Organized Chaos, that is. Well, not even organized, just chaos.
Right, it's just chaos, yeah.
That is it. That is one. All confused, forever confused.
Also accurate, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, amazing. Well, all you have to worry about is the actual album that's coming out, and I think the name Joy encompasses everything too in a really beautiful way.
Oh, that's good. Well, it's so good chatting with you. Thanks for having us on. And
yeah, thank you so much. Can't wait to listen to the album.
Give it a spin.
I don't understand